Hi, this is Frank. Now I will start our introduction of our family new IP phones. Uh, to ensure you can see my screen and listen me clearly, please check if you can get my screen displayed and also my voice heard normally. If there's no problem about this, I will try to start this presentation. Okay, let me start today's about our new IP phones. I would like to introduce our new IP phones for X7, X7C, and X210. And the main agenda is to introduce these three new IP phones specifications and also the highlight functions. So let's see the three IP phones specs in detail. First is our X7. X7 is we define it as a high level for enterprise phone for voice communication. So there is a 7-inch color LCD screen, which is also capacitive touch screen that you can operate via the LCD screen directly, also by navigation keys. And moreover, it has 2 giga Ethernet interface, which allow you to use X7 with the Giga network, and also it might be bridged like PC devices to access to the same LAN network or the VLAN network at the same time. And to X7, we also add the 20 zip lines for the phone because most end users will define and configure with maybe no more than 6 zip lines for enterprise calls. But in some special environment, they have some special problem. So we add the 20 zip lines for them. For example, our IP phones support standard zip line for registration and for calls. And also, we can support UECSTA, which is another CTI interface based on SIP protocol. So if necessary, we can support 10 zip lines registered and also with 10 additional 10 zip lines for UECSTA for remote control or interactive operation for the phone. So that's why we define 20 zip lines. And also we import the virtual DSS keys used via the LCD screen. We can define the 127 DSS keys for end users to get, for example, the speed dial, the BLF keys, and also other key events or some function that end users want to customize. Then they can get 5-page with the keys, and then they can switch and define any keys function that you want to use via the LCD screen directly. So that is the DSS key enhanced by X7. X7 also supports some wireless communication. As default, be used with the Bluetooth headset for wireless calls. And moreover, it also might be used with the mobile with the Bluetooth connected. And later I will introduce what kind of Bluetooth application with, for example, headset and mobile phones works with X7 and also the other two phones. And X7 is a new designed phones, so we design and realize the best HD voice and also with wideband codec opus. Then you can get not only the handset but also the speaker with the HD voice quality. So if you had the X7, you can try and experience the difference for the voice. But if you did get them, you can wait for our, for example, some new samples and then try by yourself. And here is some detailed description about new functions, and I introduced them most. And also there's, for example, the USB interface I do not introduce, but the USB interface can let you get two kind of function or usage. One is for the call recording, which means you can use the USB, for example, USB disk or some flash drive to insert to record some voice calls during talking, and then you can replay on the phone. And the other is for charging your mobiles if necessary. You can use some USB cable to connect to X7 and then connect to the mobile devices or some other devices. Then you can get some charging, but it is not totally the same as the power bank or some other USB power adapter, but it's still available for charging. So that's for the USB application. And to X7, we support not only the Bluetooth for wireless communication, but also we can have Wi-Fi to get the WLAN network accessed. So to X7, you can get three kinds of wireless communication. First is the EHS, which is the also kind of wireless headset based on the DEC communication, and also there is Bluetooth or the Bluetooth headset connected for the wireless communication for voice, and the last is for the Wi-Fi connected. If you have our, for example, the X6, X7, or X7C X210, and you need to get also the Wi-Fi USB dongle, then you can insert it to the phones and then get the Wi-Fi and the AP accessed. Then you can get network communicated. So that's the wireless communication on the X7. So I think most of them are new provided on our X series phones that you can try or you can apply. Well, here is the X7C phone, and from this picture you can see it is almost the same as X7, just with some smaller LCD screen, which is 5-inch color LCD screen, and also we add some physical DSS keys and page keys for X7C, not like X7, which the touch screen and the virtual DSS key displayed and used. You can get the physical keys pressed and defined with X7C. That's the only difference. To other features and specs, they are totally the same. So here you can see every feature is the same. Also included the voice quality, just different between the LCD screen and some DSS physical keys. Some customers would like to use and see larger screen without keys, but some enterprise users who would like to use the physical keys because they think the physical keys will be used better than touch operation. So it is different customers and users experience. So if they would like to get the physical keys, I think you can recommend the X7C. But if some customers who just want a bigger screen displayed, I think the X7 would be better. Okay, the last new phone is X210. Actually, the X210 has been published for some time, but we keep to improve the phone's software and some system function to make the phones with more features and more powerful functions for some users. And from this spec listed, you can see there is no much difference between the X10 and X7 series phone, but it has the same LCD screen size, which is 4.3-inch LCD screen like X6, but it has an independent DSS key and LCD screen shown on the right side. It is not a physical and divided expand console, but a physical on the phone. So with X210, you can get more keys available than X7 and X7C, and you can use more physical keys directly. No need to switch pages. Just get, for example, on current status of the phone, you can get 32 DSS keys on the right side, and also you have the 10 keys on the main screen right and the left side. So it is about 42 keys directly available. If you have some contact, want to make speed out, you can get them pressed and for calls. And we also support 3 pages for the DSS keys. So plus the 3 pages, you can get up to 106 DSS keys programmable. I think it would be very helpful for some special enterprise phone system who need like a French or some other receptionist phones that you want to press and call services with keys more than use phone book or some other pages switches to find someone. That will be more powerful than the previous phones. And to others, they are almost the same. So you can see they are all the same for the features, just the special LCD screen for the DSS keys and the key quantities. Okay, next I will to introduce some new features we add especially for the X7, X7C, and X210 because we think we need to provide the better function and some solutions to help the end users to get these phones available or worked with their system or to resolve their problem. Otherwise, there will be unnecessary to buy these phones just because they have some large screen. The first one is for the Wi-Fi connection. In most environments or the enterprise communication, I think the cable network should be the mandatory or necessary, because network might be provided with a stable and how to say, I think it should be a stable and insured network band to make sure the voice communication for IP phones and some other devices, door phones, intercoms, without any voice problem. But indeed, there is some special office or place, there is no LAN cable available. Also, there may be some environment who cannot add additional LAN cable in their office or in some room. So the Wi-Fi communication to let them have the VoIP communication via the WLAN network. So that's why we add the Wi-Fi connected connection for X7C, X7, and also X210. The Wi-Fi connection is very easy to use and connected. So you just need to get the Wi-Fi adapter. The Wi-Fi adapter is provided by Fanvil. We define the model is WF20, which is also the Wi-Fi 20's abbreviation. After you get the Wi-Fi adapter, or you can call it Wi-Fi USB dongle, you need to insert it into the phone's USB interface, and then access to the phone's LCD menu, basic setting, Wi-Fi, and then enable the wireless network. And then you will see a Wi-Fi or AP's SSID name listed, and then select one and then connect it. If there is some username or password, just input them and then press OK. If there's no problem for authentication, the Wi-Fi network will be available now. And then there is also a Wi-Fi icon displayed on the status bar of the phone. But anyway, I suggest if you have some special environment required Wi-Fi connected, please try to ensure the Wi-Fi or some Wi-Fi's AP access have some reserved band for the VoIP communication. Otherwise, if there is both IP phones and also like the PCs, mobiles connected the same Wi-Fi AP and the same SSID, I'm afraid that some PCs or mobiles data communication might affect IP phones voice communication, which means sometimes your voice call will be hard or have some bad voice quality. It is because the Wi-Fi, if you do not set up some QoS for your Wi-Fi, then there will be no voice quality ensured. So please know that. And next is also the Bluetooth application. The first is the Bluetooth headset, which is available for these three phones. And in our current phones, like X7, like X6 and X5S, end users still have to get some Bluetooth USB dongle inserted and then get Bluetooth headset connected. But to these three phones, the Bluetooth headset, the Bluetooth module is embedded already, which means you do not need additional USB dongle or some other Bluetooth adapter. Just use your Bluetooth headset and then let the IP phone scan and enable Bluetooth. Then the Bluetooth headset will be and for calls, ready for calls. And here is the Bluetooth headset connected menu via the LCD screen shown. And here is the another Bluetooth application that we new designed and supported for some enterprise users. Currently, we have not actually how to say a standard name for it. So we just call it Bluetooth external line. If you have or currently when you drive and you want to use mobile for calls, most cars support the Bluetooth connected with mobile. Then you can use the car's Bluetooth to make answer the mobile's phones, and then you can also browse the mobile's contact via the car's Bluetooth and the car's LCD screen. So we try to add the same function for our X7, X7C, and X210 phones, which might allow some users who might connect their mobile with the IP phones. Then they can forward or they can use the IP phones to make and answer the mobile phones by a handset, not the mobile directly. And also with the phone's LCD screen, they can sync the mobile's contact and then select someone to dial. Then use the handset via the Bluetooth. You can make the mobile's phone call. That is, we define it as a Bluetooth external line because we don't know what kind of name or what's the accurate name for it. So we temporarily use this Bluetooth external line for the function. In future, maybe we will make a correct name for the function. Then we will try to update it. But the function, there will be no change. You have this function and you can check the function to see if it is a good solution or good features for these users who would like to use IP phone instead of mobile. And here it is also the configuration and the mobile's screenshot to let you see how to use it simply. And there's no much complicated operation, just like the Bluetooth headset connected. You just pair the mobile and the phone, and then you can use the phone like some Bluetooth headset. And also with screen, you can browse the contacts and then dial them. And we also support the video preview for the X7, X7C, and X210. As you know, our X6 has the video capability to receive and display video streams. Like we can support the RTSP, and we can also support the SIP call with the H264 codec. Then we will receive some RTSP stream or RTP stream, and then display the video on the LCD screen. To X7 and X7C, since we have larger LCD screen, we will display them better than X6. To X210, the video capability and display effect will be the same. So that is the video preview. And also, just recently, we also support and add the function SIP video calls preview for these phones, which means if you have some, for example, the SIP door phone or SIP intercom, or even our SIP door phone and SIP intercoms, you can use the SIP call with the video preview, which means when you use door phone to dial some, for example, X7, the X7 will ring and display the video, which is got from the door phone's camera, and then you can decide if you want to answer or not, because you have seen who is in front of you. Then you can decide you can ignore it, or you can answer it and then open the door, or you can directly open the door without call established. That is for the video preview. And moreover, because not all the PBX or SIP server support the video preview realization, we also support another fake video preview, which means when you use our door phone and our, for example, X7, we can support the video preview for any SIP server or PBX. We will fake the video preview flow and then let you experience the video preview call flows with the normal calls established. So that is our another realization to help more users and more system to support it and to realize it. That is the video preview. And the second is this new X series phones video decoding limitation, because our X7, X7C, and X210 support video, but with limited video decode capability. So we do not support any camera or any SIP video devices to make the SIP video calls freely. So the restriction first is we only support H264 codec. With other video codec, we will not support it and decode it. And it is also impossible to develop for this phone. Video codec is realized by hardware, not software. We cannot change it. So that's the first restriction. And the second one is the highest video resolution is VGA mode. If you want to use some camera or some SIP devices whose video resolution is higher than VGA, for example, it is only the D1 720p or 1080p. Our IP phone, our X7 or X7C even can establish the video call, but there will be no video displayed, just a black screen or a black window displayed. That is the second restriction. For video resolution that we recommended is the VGA safe QVGA, the QSafe. that you can select it. And with the X7, you can get almost the full screen displayed with the VGA resolution. And there's also the video frame rate restriction. Mostly it should be 20 or 25 FPS will be enough. But if you have some also third parties camera with over 30, they will be not available. And if you set up the frame too low, for example, no more FPS, it should be no problem for display, but there will be some interval and interrupt for the video flows displayed. And also we can support the action plan, which means if you have some third parties IP camera and you want to integrate it video call solution, for example, in some elevator, the voice intercom and IP camera must be in different place and height. So if it is hard, for example, if you try to use our PA2 or some other third parties intercom, you have IP camera higher and then the voice intercom lower, then you can use our IP phone's action plan to define SIP video calls. You can try to get the RTSP streams from the IP camera, and you can get the SIP voice calls via the intercom. And then the phone might be integrated as a video and a voice displayed at the same time in the screen interface. That would be the helpful solution and functions for many phone and intercom integrated providers. So that is for the action plan. And also we can add more features and functions via the action plan. The more complicated and some future requirements based on our X0 phones and also our phone intercoms. So this is the video effect displayed on our X7. So you can see there are almost the full screen displayed on the X7 on the left side, and on the right side it is a SIP calls with the video resolution should be the VGA mode, which is almost full screen, just with the right side with the caller ID information, and the bottom side there's the soft key that you can operate and realize some other functions. And here is the video preview operation. You can use the web page to define some DSS key with the RTSP URL, and also you can use the DSS key operated directly and then interactive and input via the LCD screen. So here is the web configuration. The function key 12, it is the for video preview. And this is for the LCD menu to set up the video preview for some DSS key. Okay, that's the video capability. So if you have some intercom solution like the front door and some secure guard or some front desk communication with cell phone and the SIP video calls, I think you can try X7 and X7C, who can let you get the voice calls at the same time with the video displayed. And I think the 7-inch and or 5-inch LCD screen should allow you to see clearly. And next is our call recording function. The call recording function might be let some users who want to record their voice contents during the call, and then if necessary, they can replay the voice to check something. That is for the call recording function. So the screen sample is the X7, and from the LCD screen displayed, you can see there is a new a red icon displayed on the top of the phone, which means the call recording function is started now. And let's check how to use it. We support 3 modes for the call recording. The first is local recording, which means you can use some USB disk, and then you can insert it into the phones, and then every calls or every recording that you made will be saved into the USB disk. And currently, you can replay all this recording record via the phone system. And in future, we will try to improve it. Currently, we use the PCM-MU codec. And in future, we will try to save it with the WAV format, which means there are the WAV files that's saved in USB disk, and then you can put the USB disk into some PC, and then you can use any media player to play the recording files. It will be better. But currently, you can only use the phone system to replay them. That is for the local recording. And the second one is the network recording. Actually, we think sometimes the call recording is not only for end users, but for some remote call services monitoring or some other special usage. So local recording is not convenient for some management or some monitoring arrangement. So we developed a software we called Fanvil recording software, which means you can use this software to realize network recording. When you set up our recording server and the phones configured with the settings of the recording server or recording, any calls that you start to record, the content will be sent to the software, and then you can directly check and play the record content via the PC directly. So that is the second one. And moreover, our recording software is totally free that you can download from our website. So if you were interested, you can try to get them and then install them. And the last one is the CP-Info. As I know, the CP-Info is available on 3CX. 3CX realized the same recording functions like the second method, but they just use the CP-Info to do the recording because they need more endpoints to be compatible. So standard and messages defined and complied will be necessary to let these devices support. So we also support it. And the next is how to use it. The first is how to use the local recording. Like I said, you just insert some USB disk and set up some DSS key for recording key, and then you can make a call and then press the keys to start. And after you finish your recording, you can press the recording key to stop. And the network and the CP info recording mode is also the same, just they require a different environment. Network recording will require some network software's IP address. To CP info, there will be no 3CX server settings because the SIP lines configuration will be used for the recording. Just require you to set up some key as the recording function that you can start and stop to make the call recording. So here is the local recording and the DSS key for record function and the Fanvil recording servers software. And the last is 3CX. You can try 3 of them, or you can, based on your requirement or your system, then select one to make. And this is the SIP hotspot. I don't know if you are familiar with our SIP hotspot function, which is already published for about a year, over a year. To these new IP phones, we improved hotspot not only with the configuration or some function stable, but we add more features to help some users who can create a more flexible environment or system to integrate our phones and our door phone intercoms without PBX. But anyway, our SIP hotspot is not defined as a PBX server. We just to help user to realize their small communication system without PBX. Now require the IP direct dial for calls. So, for example, just steal the front door phones and some secure guard and some front desks IP phone. There may be 3 or 4 or 10 phones, which is unnecessary to buy a PBX for only a few devices for call services. So you can try to select our IP phones, door phones, or intercoms to realize the same simple call services as system, and you still extension for calls. No need to remember the IP address related with every phones, or you need to set up manually with the dial plan or IP dial peers rules for every phones. There will be more convenient and can help administrator to maintain and realize the system more easily. Okay, the last one is our FDMS. Our FDMS is also published, I forgot, maybe a year. It is a provisioning system or a server in provisioning system. It might help you provisioning devices for the SIP accounts, parameters, and some other configuration like the background imported, the firmware upgraded remotely and automatically. Moreover, you can also monitor the device's status and also manage them, for example, by different rules, by area or by the phone models. Then you can batch control and batch monitor them, which is flexible and which is also a powerful function for some users who have a large quantities for the device's remote management. And also, we can allow users, no matter agent, distributors, or resellers, or end users, if you want, you can just install our FDMS software in your network or on your internet services. It is free. Just you try to install our FDMS installation package and then generate your private key and then send to us. We will try to verify your identity and then generate a free license to let you activate it and then use in your network. Or you can deploy for different users as a provisioning service. That will be totally free, and I think it is kind of convenient. No need to generate config file, no make the firmware upgrade manually. It is, and also it is very helpful for the provisioning. So that is our FDMS keep improved and also keep more stable. If necessary, we can also provide some test FDMS accounts. The FDMS server, we have a demo system which is run on internet. If you do not install it, or you cannot decide if you want to install it, you can also try to apply a test account, then verify the function if you think it is okay, or if you think it is helpful to you, you can then try to install it by yourselves. There will be no problem. Just send email to us, and then we will try to create the accounts for you. That is the FDMS. Okay. Now there will be the introduction today that I would like to introduce our new IP phones being published, and then I hope you can like. I hope you will like it, and you can get more chance or opportunity to provide not only the entry level or mid level IP phones, but also with a complete series from beginning to high level or high end for some users. Then they have more selection or more option to choose for different enterprise users. Some entry level, some middle level, and some high level. There will be complete for the customers. That will be better than previous, that we have only some entry level, middle level, and then another video phones, but they are not in a same series. And now it will be available. Okay, I would like to answer your question now. First, I would like to answer the Mr. Grant's question. Will the FDMS server always be free for dealer use long term? The answer is yes. Our FDMS server is free. We do not have policy or requirement to ask any customer pay for it. So if you want, you just require and then get it for free. Okay. Christian asked a question: does the phone's interoperability use other SIP server? Yes, we are compatible with many SIP PBX manufacturers and some SIP servers or some larger service providers. If you are interested the list, we can try to show you, or you can also verify via our website. And Vasilis asked the question about when using SIP hotspot function, can the clients call each other? The answer is yes. We realized the SIP hotspot just to let any phones in the SIP hotspot connected will be call each other. For example, every SIP hotspot client might be dial each other with their extension. For example, 101 and the 102, they can call each other. And they can also call to the server with another extension. For example, if you define the SIP hotspot extension server's extension number with 0, you can just dial it, just like the as long as there's the extension number assigned for the SIP hotspot server and the SIP hotspot clients, then you can call any of them. Okay, any other question? Mr. John Rick asked why there are so many SIP lines. It is very complicated because, how to say, generally, I think there will be enough for 6 SIP lines for calls. One is for internal, 2 or 3 for some other ITSP communicated, and some another for private. So that will be 5 or 6 will be enough. But in some special cases, there will be some project or some bid item. They do not care what's the usage for the SIP lines. Just they will have some spec or some parameter compared. If we do not provide more SIP lines, maybe the byte will be failed just because the parameter or comparison with some numbers. So this time we made the SIP line up to 20, which means there is almost impossible who can't say we have not enough or we have not good realization for the SIP lines or the SIP lines restoration usage. Then we change the SIP line quantity up to 20. So if you do not use it, you can just select the SIP line 1, 2, 3, up to 6. I think it will be enough. So that it is not a big problem, nor a big realization, especially. Just someone ask us not behind other manufacturers. So we add the SIP line up to 20. That's the answer. Okay, what about interoperability? This device can work with other brand of PBX. Yes, for example, I can list some PBX manufacturers for your reference. Asterisk, any PBX manufacturer whose kernel SIP PBX based on asterisk will be no problem. For example, the free PBX, it is based on asterisk, so it is also compatible. just but without auto preventing. And also like the free switch, it is also compatible. CCX, it is also compatible. And like YesStar and IPG, and so this is the PBX manufacturers, like the SIP servers provider, like for example, WorldSoft. Currently, it is belongs to Cisco, and MetaSwitch, and also Porter One, and for example, like the NEC, Panasonic, and Mattel, Actel Lucent, they are all available, but some of them are certificates officially, and some of them just, for example, like NEC, they do not certificate for the third parties endpoints manufacturers. So we can compatible with the SIP core services, but we cannot support and compatible with their all functions. So you have some interoperabilities requirements or confirmation, you can contact us, then we can show you in detail. But to SIP, I think we realized the SIP protocols and the SIP functions so many years, we do not have any problem about the standard communication, as long as these PBX or other PBX manufacturers also support the standard. If they add or realize some private, just like for example our SIP hotspot, it is impossible to develop unless we make cooperation to add the private realization in our phone system. So that is the interoperability. Any else? If you currently you do not have too many questions, you can check my presentation and see if you have further question that you want to confirm, and then you can send email to us, and then we will reply one by one. And today I will finish my presentation to introduce our new IP phones, and I hope you will like it, and you have more opportunity to get more customers to provide more phones with the computation than only, for example, only X3S, X4, which is only entry level. So I think this time you can get a complete SIP phones as a complete level. Then you can provide more options for your end users. So that's all today. So I will say goodbye for everyone, and then have a good day.